Hey everyone, Darren here, aka Irish Latino Reacts, Irish on the bottom, Latin American on top, and I just came back from a dental procedure. I'm still a little numb, so what better time than now to start my House of the Dragon reaction journey. So this is a little strange. As I specifically stated, I'm starting my reaction journey to Hot D because if you've clicked on this video, you've already noticed that we're starting with Season 2, Episode 1. Like most everyone else, I watched Season 1 a couple years ago when it came out. I'm already a big Game of Thrones fan, read all those books, watched that series. I went back and forth on whether I should even include this on my reaction channel at all because it might be a little strange not to have Season 1 reactions available. Ultimately, I decided that I just couldn't pass up watching or reacting to such a popular show while it was coming out in real time. It would just be better for my channel to do this than to not do this. And since it refreshingly comes out only once a week, as opposed to getting shoved down our throats all at once, it makes the reacting and the editing tasks a lot more manageable. I've never been a binger. I don't like binging shows. And come to think about it, a binger probably wouldn't be the best person to start a reaction channel because this endeavor inherently does not allow you to binge shows, especially if you're the one doing your own editing between reactions. So, with that explanation out of the way, I am so excited that House of the Dragon is back. Like I said, I've read all the books, including Fire and Blood, which is where the first House of the Dragons takes place, which is what Hot D is based off of. Now, Fire and Blood does not read like the other Song of Ice and Fire books do. It reads more like a history book, which makes the details of the plot a little more difficult to retain because they come hot and heavy all the time. It's not like you get any drawn-out scenes or not much dialogue at all either. It's more like, here's an event, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. And I say all that to say that I don't recall all of the details of A Dance with Dragons. And even if I did, it's not like I could predict what's coming in Hot D because like Season 1 already proved to us that the showrunners will interpret the book differently if it helps make their show better. One huge example of this is that in the book, Alicent and Rhaenyra aren't even friends. Like, they don't like each other from the get-go. So the rise and splintering of this friendship that is the heart of Hot D isn't even found in Fire and Blood. Now, another interesting thing to know about Fire and Blood is that it is written in the standpoint of an in-world historian who is citing two main sources, one from a maester of the time, I believe, and one from a dwarf named Mushroom. And sometimes these sources can contradict, and they're both looked at to be not entirely reliable. So that's another out that the showrunners have. They can say, hey, Fire and Blood was a history book, and we all know how unreliable those things can be, but we're here to show you the true events. But I digress. I assume everyone here has seen Season 1, so all I'll say as far as a recap goes is this. Holy shit! Aemon just killed Luke, Rhaenyra's beloved son, with his big-ass dragon Vhagar! Was it an accident? Judging on Aemon's reaction, I don't see how you can think it wasn't. I know he was being a bastard, but I really do think he was just trying to scare Luke, and I don't think he predicted Luke's dragon provoking Vhagar like that. And looking back on it, that was kind of a bold move by that dragon because he's only 25% of Vhagar, but ultimately a dumb move. I also don't think that it being an accident or not is going to matter as far as the events to come. You saw the look in Rhaenyra's eyes in the last shot. She wants revenge, and she's going to get it with fire and blood. So without further ado, let's watch Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Alright, new intro. Some woods. Is this the King's Woods, or... This might be further north. Yeah, look at that landscape. This is the north?
Duty.
Who's this?
Even
Oh, there's Winterfell. Oh, who was right? I was right.
Men of honor must pay its price.
Oh, I should have known by the music. I mean, duh. That is their sad theme.
But my ancestor, Torrin Stark, began a tradition by making an offering at the onset of winter.
Okay.
1 in 10 men from our household was to be chosen to fortify the watch. Winter is coming. This is only a late summer snow, my prince. In winter, it will cover all you see.
It pleases me to think that over a century ago, our ancestors treated in this very place.
Oh, so he must be the King of Winterfell right now.
And the king in the north.
Okay.
You, at least, had the mercy not to threaten me with your dragon.
I think I do recall that he was pretty young at this time when Jace goes up and treats with him.
The realm will soon tear itself apart. If
It's
men
a
do
good
not
tack to
remember the
take.
oath sworn to King Lucerys and to his rightful heir.
I need my men here.
Yeah.
If
He
my
doesn't
mother
get
is to
it.
defend her claim to hold the realm united,
He
she
doesn't
needs
get
an army.
it.
War is coming to the whole of the realm, my lord. We cannot wage it without the support of the north.
Take a look, Jace. Take a look. Wow. Oh, I can't believe we're back.
I brought King Jaehaerys and Queen Alysanne to see the wall.
Mm-hmm.
His grace stood at this very outlook and watched as their dragons, the greatest power in the world, refused to cross it.
Oh, wow. I forgot
Do you
that.
think my ancestors built a 700-foot wall of ice to keep out snow and savages?
What does it keep out?
Death.
There's Frank.
Thousands
My
of
pug.
greybeards who've already seen too many winters.
There he is.
They are well horned.
So they're old. If your greybeards can fight, the queen will have them.
Just giving him something.
Fight
Okay.
hard, like northerners.
Oh, man. Whoa. Caverns of Dragonstone. Man of the hour.
I alone
Doctor Who?
patrol over 100 miles of open sea, endlessly, to hold the blockade.
We're going to King's Landing,
To what end?
killing Vhagar. I
Whoa.
can't face that hoary old bitch alone.
Is this the Queen's
The
command?
Queen remains absent. She has been gone for days. Too long. She is exposed.
She is grieving.
The mother grieves as the queen shirks her duties.
Ooh.
A raven has told Rhaenyra that her son is dead. She needs to know it for certain.
She was a fool to go alone. What if Aemond were to happen upon her?
Then I would pity Aemond.
Yep.
Fly with me. It is a command.
Would that you were the king.
Wow. Great scene. Great way to end the scene. I would pity Aemon. Great line. No, that must be Storm's End. Huh, it looks a little different. It must be, though, based on if she went to find, evidence of Luke's death. Okay, we got Hightower Knights, green shields.
Mind your post!
This is one of the twins, Eric or Eric. It's one of them. I'm positive.
Dragon! On the Scorpion! Scorpion ready! Hold!
Is it? Oh, it's Vhagar. Okay.
Stand down!
Where is Jaehaerys? Taken into the small council.
How old is he
does
right
not
now?
want to be king.
Where is he?
I'm afraid.
Don't be. They'd be fools to come with Vhagar protecting the city.
Not the dragons. The rats.
Oh, okay. Cunnilingus. Oh, Kristen Cole. Or asshole.
We cannot. Again.
The 12th time has to be the last. Put on my white cloak that I've sullied countless times over. At this point,
Grace?
Good day.
Tywin Lannister, there's Otto.
Our letters to the Vale and to the north continue to go unanswered.
Yep, Jace got there first.
The Stormlands should be ours after Prince Aemon's marriage pact to the Lady Floris Baratheon. I anticipate their sworn declaration.
My brother is raising the strength of the West to master the Golden Tooth, but we... Yeah, thank you, my prince. That's very helpful.
My letters to Rhaenyra. Has there been any answer?
An apology for her dead son?
None, Your Grace. Between that and their blockade of the gullet, we must presume that the princess has refused the offered terms, and that war is now inevitable.
I wonder what the terms were, and did it include an apology? I guess
Enough.
that's what that
In
applied.
hopes that new terms might be negotiated.
Is the heir to the throne bothering you, Thailand? Because I think he wants a ride.
Your Grace.
Oh, God.
Wouldn't that be fun, Jaehaerys? Should the Master of Coin be your royal steed?
Not this. Not this again.
Your
Ugh.
Grace.
Thank you, Allison.
There are important matters to discuss,
Don't need to watch.
despite Sir Tyland's interruptions.
Very well.
Oh, come on.
Time for amusements, Thailand.
Ugh.
Grace?
I can't believe I feel bad for a Lannister right now.
Goodbye.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Where were we? Oh, we should have just killed her when we had the chance.
Regrettably, the opportunity for surprise has been lost. And
When did they have that
to
chance?
end this conflict quickly.
When did they have that chance? I must be misremembering.
If we are to break the Sea Snake's blockade,
Or forgetting,
we
I
need to
guess.
bolster both the Lannister and Hightower.
Aemon, what is your business here?
The king summoned me.
You do not have a seat at this council.
Path to King's Landing is through the Riverlands. We must establish a toehold there. At Harrenhal.
The River Lords will either declare for me, or they will meet Rhaegar and Sunfire together. And we can burn the blockade while we're at it.
Rhaenyra has dragons as well.
Mine are bigger.
If we loose the dragons to war, there'll be no calling them back. We must proceed cautiously.
Fat old Lord Tully will either raise my banner or see his burn.
Rhaenyra has more
We should
dragons.
fly to River Run.
I know that.
You are the king, Your Grace. You must not put yourself at risk.
And Vhagar is needed here to deter Rhaenyra from attacking, in retribution for the death of her son.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death. We mustn't compound them. You've already demonstrated your might, Your Grace. We must now favor patience and restraint. I send ravens by the hour. Many and more houses will declare for you in time. History and precedent will come to your side.
Oh, this guy.
Moral Lord Laris?
I
Laris.
asked him earlier to have a word before the small council convened, but your handmaiden said that you were indisposed.
That's one word for it, Laris. And I know you know. Okay.
I've chosen your new staff, personally.
I don't know how you should feel about that, Allison. Your new staff has been chosen by whatever his nickname is.
Your Grace?
Laris Snake,
Just leave me.
Master of Whisperers, right? Yeah.
Just leave me.
Oh yeah. You should dismiss them. Uh-oh. Dragon Wing. I forget her dragon's name. Ooh, some mackerel. Oh no. Not just his cloak.
the Magnanimous.
Wow,
Second in
Emma.
his name. King of the Andals and the Roynar and the First Men.
The Magnanimous. Let's have the first petition, my good Lord Hand.
'Tis my flock. A tenth of them taken by the crown on the cusp of winter. If I'd had the time to plan,
We should
perhaps.
return them.
Honestly, oh, damn it.
Your Grace?
I shall make your flock of sheep whole.
Oh, wow, Aegon's actually
we
being...
already made a promise to all the Crownlands that a tithing of life
He's actually being an okay king to
for their increased activity and pray not
the small folk.
eventual fighting.
Right. Perhaps we could just return his sheep. He came all this way.
If you return one herd of sheep, Your Grace, you'll soon find them all at the foot of your throne expecting the same.
They won't know.
When the king speaks, Your Grace, all hear it.
I kind of like Aegon trying to be a good king.
After further thought, I have decided that I cannot restore your sheep. If war were to break out, my dragons will require feed. Bring the next.
The Smiths are all proud to support your grace against Rhaenyra.
But
iron costs have grown. A lone scorpion takes weeks to build. To put it simply, we are struggling. If we could but have the crown's coin before we started work, it would bring great relief. Not just to me, but to all the Smiths serving your cause.
Yeah, pay them for their work.
you shall be paid, and paid well.
Otto's
My
like,
army cannot
no.
win a war without your weapons. You should continue their making. Our victory depends on the efforts of the small folk.
Yeah. Otto, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Sincere gratitude,
Yeah,
Your Grace.
turn back around.
I'll hear the next petition.
Okay, I kind of like that scene for Aegon. He was likable. Huh, that was interesting. I did not expect that. Yeah, I will say that I don't think Aegon, he had a large presence in Fire and Blood. I don't think I'm giving any of that away. It's just, I believe he's going to be much more forefront in the show, which makes sense.
I would think, as we find ourselves standing within a hair's breadth of war, that you would wish to be viewed differently.
How?
Otto Hightower was your father's hand, Your Grace.
God, what a sneak. What a snake. What a manipulator. What a good manipulator. I'll give him that.
Daughter.
I requested an audience hours ago. I find myself wondering, do we pursue the same end? It's victory.
And how would you define victory?
Rhaenyra bending the knee, and Aegon sitting the Iron Throne in peace, as Viserys wished.
Yeah,
Well, if that's how you describe it. That
Too
is
late
your
for that.
mind.
Too late
And
for
be
that.
my ally.
I am.
An ally would not repeatedly cut my legs from beneath me at that table of men. My sons both see you as the great example. The hand to three kings. Aegon is ever eager to prove himself, and Aemond is angry. Rhaenyra's son took his eye, was never punished for it.
He's still angry about that? He got a dragon. He said at that time he'd give up his eye for Vhagar. And now he's killed Luke. Aemon has nothing to be angry about.
But if you undermine my voice, both those boys will grow deaf to it.
That's what she's afraid of, yeah.
I hadn't seen it that way.
We only need to mind Aegon until the novelty of rule is spent. Once he tires of it, you and I can steer our course to victory.
A fine strategy, daughter. But you must accept that the path to victory now is one of violence.
But that does not mean it must be wanton.
No.
Wonton. Now I'm hungry. Thanks, Allison. So are those ships out there part of the blockade? Yeah.
Press the hold for stowaways!
Okay, this one's Eric. So Eric with an E is with Eric with an E is with Rhaenyra, so Eric is with the Greens, Allison, Aegon. Okay.
You.
Oh, it's her.
When last we met, there were two of you.
Ha! The White Worm.
How long have you been selling secrets to Otto Hightower?
As long as he had gold to pay for them.
Who?
Who sent you fleeing from King's Landing in such disrepair? Hmm? You put Aegon on the throne.
That was the Hightower's conspiracy. I merely profited from knowing Aegon's movements.
But you delivered him.
You only blame me because your true enemies are out of reach. My arrangement with the Hand was purely transactional. I held no loyalty to him. Certainly do not now.
What else do you know of him, his plans?
Little unless... There's nothing of value to you, Damon.
This is Frank, everyone. If you haven't met him yet, I already fed him, so he shouldn't. Frank, hot tea is that way, baby. Hot tea is that way. Sit. You want to sit, please?
Have her moved to the cells. She is to be treated as a traitor to the crown.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, my prince, but the lady speaks the truth. She was no agent of the Hightowers.
What is it to you?
Yeah.
A matter of honor.
Was it honor that made you stand by and watch as the Hightowers usurped the throne? You and your traitorous twin?
No, my prince.
He deserted
I'm
for...
shamed by it.
Yeah.
Why I
just-
abandoned the king's guard.
Right.
And my brother.
I'm glad you're standing up for yourself.
Aegon was in your grasp. You should have killed him yourself.
I reckon I moved to the king's guard. I just ate it.
Not that.
And we swore the same oath.
Mm-hmm.
To defend the whole of the royal family. So what were we to do when they turned against one another?
Good point, Eric. Yeah, stand up for yourself, baby.
Did you find what you needed? I will fly to Harrenhal at your command and set our toehold in the Riverlands.
Such a cool
Your
table.
Grace, my Lord Husband's blockade of the Gullet moves into place. All seaborne travel and trade to King's Landing will soon be cut off.
I want Aemond Targaryen.
Wow. Wow, look at her. Here, Frank. Here. Grab a pillow from my lap. If you'll behave and sit. You're gonna hit your head that way. Come over.
Many years as merchant of Gotham, you surely accumulated spies within the Red Keep, servants who knew the comings and goings.
Scheme with someone else, Damon. I was once in your thrall, but no longer.
A transaction, then. Your knowledge in exchange for your freedom.
Your Grace.
Lady Jane Arryn has pledged her support in exchange for a dragon to guard the Vale. And Lord Cragen Stark has promised 2,000 men.
Ugh. God, this episode's getting at me with the morning. It's a good, juxtaposition or dichotomy between that flame and all the candles around Allison. And that's who was betrothed to Luke. That's all she could find. Just his robes, no body.
Lucerys glory.
Yeah, this episode is great so far.
A tribute.
Commander. Never gone for long.
No gold cloaks.
I'm told you bear a mislike for the High Towers.
Fuck the High Towers.
The White Worm said you're one of Aegon's rat catchers. I was also given to understand that you possess a unique knowledge of the Red Keep.
Michael's tunnels. Where a big rat's nest it is.
I know where this is going. I'll just
better than the shape of my arm cock.
I'll just say that right now.
You're to find and slay the Prince Aemon Targaryen. He has silver hair and one eye. Should be easy enough to find. It's one half. We'll get the other when it's done.
I'd give like 35, 40%. You know, larger half when it's done. Give him a taste, not half.
All right. What if we can't find him?
Here we go. What's with the dog?
I need to be a symbol for the small folk as well as the nobility.
Wait. Could always be Aegon the Strong.
I need to be both. My mother and grandsire mind me like some helpless duckling.
Oh, but you're the king. Who gives a shit what they say?
My brother at least knows his place. He's as loyal as a hound. I can set him and his dragon on my foes at will.
Plays a good drum.
I need a style.
Aegon the Dragon Heart.
Better.
Aegon the Dragon Cock.
Yes, yes. The untamable beast.
That's pretty funny.
The royals live on this level.
Also, it's the next room.
Okay. I got both their names now. Which is which, yeah. Yeah, like where are the guards? I'm just a rat catcher. Yeah. Exactly. He's like, how do I use this thing? Never used it before. What's that noise?
Stay still.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Who the fuck is she? A son for a son.
That's what Damon said. No. My heart is racing. Oh, my God.
Get out, Ed, and get out.
The mother knows.
I feel like she should be more upset right now, but I guess she doesn't want to wake them. She pointed.
Is the other one. She's not going to give up the king's heir that easy.
No.
What?
She's telling true.
What? Oh, no. Oh. So was that the boy? I feel like... I think it was. Just based on my own judgment of when we saw both their faces. Oh, God. Where are you gonna go? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. These damn hypocrites. And baby Sir Christian was supposed to be guarding something? Asshole?
They killed the boy.
So it was the boy. Oh, well, that was memorable episode 1. Damn. So House of the Dragon is officially back, and once again, I am so excited, so here for it. What a great opening episode. Better than I expected. We did start off right where we left off with Rhaenyra mourning Luke. That scene on the beach where she finds his dragon's wing and confirms his death. So powerful, such great acting by Emma. Made me, just hit me in the feels without any words at all. And I think her only sentence spoken in this entire episode was, "I want Aemon Targaryen." So sticking with her, we get the scene where Jace returns, and he comes in and he's trying to be the strong son, the strong prince, and the political entity. He's trying to act his part. But how can one do that when their human side is so broken and destroyed? So he can't hold it together. Great acting by him. And, you know, Rhaenyra comes up and comforts him. Just another great scene, another great acting job by Emma to make me feel so much without any words. So we'll jump to Chase. So he's sent as an envoy to gather allies for Rhaenyra. He stops at the Vale, as is confirmed because that's the first sentence he says to Rhaenyra. And then he goes to Winterfell and the north, and that's what we see. And oh my God, the music swelling up. I should have known right away when I heard the music where we were going. Just brought me right back, hit me in the feels. We saw Winterfell for a little bit, a brief moment, I would say, where Cregan Stark, caught his name, was explaining how back in that day, Winterfell would pay tribute, 1/10 of their men, to the Night's Watch. Every winter or every so often, I didn't catch the frequency of that tribute, but it just goes to show how much more respected the Night's Watch was back in that day as opposed to back in Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones time. And then we get the Wall, and being back up there again was so amazing. The guy who played Cregan was really good as well. I liked him a lot. I wonder if they used the same set or if they had to rebuild it, for the walkway at the top. But then, Jace is at a loss for words when he sees the north of the Wall. Then he gets the news of Luke. And of course, we touch on and allude to the events of A Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones. We have to. That's kind of obligatory with this show. But either way, being back there hit me harder than I thought it would. So onto the Greens. We see Aegon acting like a dick in the small council meeting. But it was juxtaposed really surprisingly with how he acted to the small folk in the throne room. He actually acted quite magnanimous, which is funny because he found it weird that his dude who was marching him in called him the magnanimous, but then he tried to be that way, which is really interesting. Of course, Otto poo-pooed all over it, but it makes me wonder if, he never got love from his father growing up, and he didn't really get love from Alicent either, or Otto. They would just hit him. So maybe the small folk, he realizes, is the only place he can get love. I'm just remembering back to that scene at the end of season 1 where he doesn't really want the throne up until all of the small folk are cheering. So, wow, that's really, I think I might have hit on something right there. So I'm curious to see how Aegon acts going forward. Like I said, surprisingly, he's not a huge character in A Fire and Blood. He just is more of a background player because he's controlled by Alicent and Otto and all this. But that may be surprising for some to hear. But yeah, curious to see how he is going forward. Otto says that he's the one, Aegon, who can't control his impulses. He says it to Aemon, but I find that strange because it seems like Aemon can't control his impulses. He stole Vhagar. He killed Luke. And he definitely is the one who wants to just ride out and start burning people. So, yeah, I guess I disagree with Otto in that sense. All Aegon's done is get drunk with his friends on the throne. So now on to Alicent and that asshole Kristen Cole. Like, what utter hypocrites. I don't have to explain why. Kristen Cole continues to soil his white cloak, I should say, and Alicent is screwing the person who she first chastised Rhaenyra for screwing back when they were friends. So just utter hypocritical stuff. I don't like the vibe. What vibe I did like from Alicent was when she was in the Sept, lighting all the candles and praying for those who have passed. And of course, she includes Lucerys Valerion in that. And those scenes are juxtaposed with the funeral scene of Luke. So I thought that was really tastefully done. You got the pyre that Luke's cloak is being burned in, and you got all the hundreds and hundreds of candles on fire in the Sept. So real good stuff there. Real good stuff. So speaking of someone who can't control their impulses, we have Daemon. First, he wants to go attack Vhagar right away, and Rhaenys is like, no, that's a dumb idea. And eventually, he makes a deal with the White Worm for her freedom in replace for information on a rat catcher in the Red Keep who knows all of Magar's hidden tunnels. And he tasks him, along with the loyal Goldcloak, to go and find Aemon, sneak into the castle, kill him. Of course, they're paid for it. But when asked, well, what if we can't find Aemon? Scene cuts away. But of course, later we find that he had said, well, a son for a son, which is the name of the episode. And that leads to, one of the more horrific scenes in all of, A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones lore, which I don't really have to describe here again. What I do want to leave for the intro to episode 2 is how that scene was different in the books. Because it was different, and I don't know how I feel about the changes right this moment. I'd rather give myself time to gather my thoughts, marinate on it, and I'll have a good explanation of what I thought of that scene in the intro to episode 2. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you like my reaction style, please like the video, subscribe, and comment below. And if you want to support me further, you can find a link to my Patreon down in the description below. It is definitely always the best way to support me, and you can get full-length reactions early and edited reactions early as well. So thanks again all for the support, and I'll catch you next time.